Let me go to the see. Hold on. Because I can't see if anybody is on. So let me see. Let me go to the see. Hold on. Because I can't see it. Okay, we are live, but I don't see anyone yet. So I can't see if anybody is on. So let me see. Let me go to the see. Hold on. Because I can't see it. Okay, we are live, but I don't see anyone yet. So I can't see if anybody is on. So let me see. Let me go to the see. Hold on. It's still loading.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those who are on here, give us 1 second. We are trying to get our connections together, and then we will start the question asking. Okay, so for those who are on here, give us 1 second. We are trying to get our connections together, and then we will start the question asking. Okay, so for those who are on here, give us 1 second. We are trying to get. So Antoinette, while you doing that, I'm finna go ahead and share the live to
Okay.
Facebook. And for those of you that's on here that's watching, if you can go ahead and share this YouTube. So Antoinette, while you doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and share the live to
Okay.
Facebook. And for those of you that's on here that's watching, if you can go ahead and share this YouTube, share the live to got
So I'm on here now. Okay.
Okay, it's free.
Yours is, yeah, it's freezing on my side too. So,
Yeah.
oh, wait. So which one is on?
So I only see two on click out of your phone. Click your phone, click out of it.
Okay.
So I only see two click out of your phone. Click your phone, click out of it.
Okay.
So I only see two click out of your phone. Click your phone, click out of it.
Okay. There we go.
See you.
Ooh, I see us. I probably need to turn on my light because it's kind of, hold on.
Okay, sorry guys that are on here. This is I've never streamed on YouTube before. This is new to both of us, so we are both trying to work through the technical difficulties. We are live, which means if you have any questions, comments, you can go ahead and do that in the comment section, and then we should be able to see it the same as for those who follow my YouTube page. And once you ask your questions or comments, we should be able to put them on the screen and address those for you. So make sure you guys comment, asking questions. We are, let's get started. We're going to speak on the 4 seasons of love. So just let me know when you are ready, Antoinette. Once you're done doing what you're doing, let me know.
I just shared this, so I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay. All right, so I made a post for those who follow me on Facebook. I made a post saying, I want the love where even if we don't like each other or feel like we love each other at the moment, we fight for the relationship because we know we are in love with each other. So some people agree, some people are kind of confused on it, which is okay. But me and Antoinette was speaking on the sidelines about this particular thing. I'm divorced, she's married. So we speak from similar situations, but different situations when it comes to the feeling like you don't like the person or love the person, but still being in love with that person. Yes, Charity, we see you. I don't know if you was on, but for anybody that is on, share the live if you guys can. And then also it's the same as Facebook. If you guys have followed me on Facebook, so ask your questions, make your comments. We still are able to speak to you because we're live, so we can see your comments as you're posting them. But back to the post that I made, Antonette. Again, did you want me to reread it, or did you kind of remember what I said?
Well,
because I don't know if you can see it. It's on the screen. It's on the screen.
I see it on the screen now, so I do see it.
Okay, so I just want to kind of know, what are your thoughts? That was just my feelings toward this whole love situation, and speaking on the 4 seasons of love. So I just want to hear your thoughts to my post.
Okay, so first off, thank you for having me here with you. And then, okay, so as far as love, we always think of love as a feeling, and when you go back to the original definition of love, which is biblically speaking, it says that love is, actions. It's not boastful, it's not prideful, it's not any of those things. Mm-hmm. So when you get the feeling out of love, then you will eventually start seeking the true thing that's linked to love, which is the actions that are behind it. So like, when you had said it, I think I had made the comment like interesting,
right,
like always or whatever. And so I remember when I first got into my relationship with my husband, I like Facebook remind you of like everything that you say. So I was like, oh, I'm really liking him or whatever. I don't think I love him yet and all that. And so I was just like, when did I fall in love with him? When did, it switch from liking to loving? Mm-hmm. And so I just realized that it's levels to it, especially as you grow and evolve. It's levels to, you being in love with somebody versus you having love for somebody.
That's true. I believe the levels, whichever word you want to use, stages, levels, seasons, I believe, they are all in the same boat. That's what it was. There's actually levels to it, exactly what you said. But at that moment when I made the post, I'm like, I think someone commented, I think I actually said, I don't know if it was in the comment section or what, or actually on the post, but I basically said there are 4 seasons of love. Yeah. And somebody was like, what, 4 seasons? What does that mean? We'll get into that later. But levels could be a better word. It's definitely levels to love. Because like I said, when I made the posts, because you're married, but I'm dating, and it's when I tell you, I go through my phases where I'm like, I don't like this person. I know I don't love it, or I feel like I don't love them, but it's based off what is going on at that moment. And so that's why, I went and I made the post, and I'm like, you know what? I'm, an emotional roller coaster at times. Maybe that's a woman's thing, but I want the love again. Like the post said, where even when we don't like each other or love each other at that moment, we know we are in love. So we're going to fight for the relationship. So
absolutely.
I like how you said levels. That's definitely probably a better word or more relatable word than seasons.
Yeah.
So then the next one, is there a difference with loving someone and being in love with them?
So there is a difference between loving someone and being in love with someone, in my opinion, of course. So I'm going to use my husband for example still. So like when we first got together, well, not when we first got together, but as we grew in our relationship, it still was having love for him, like loving him, almost like a friend. If you have a friendship with somebody, you pretty much you have love for them. It's almost like, I'm trying to see how to put it. It's almost like you can put them to the side, but you know that this is somebody that you care for and that you want in your life or whatever. So, pretty much you'll pull them out and that sounds pretty bad, but it's like you're putting them on the shelf and then you come back to the shelf to get them almost. But being in love with somebody to me is that you want their presence around you at all times. You want to be involved with every part of their life. You want to just continue to grow and evolve with them, and everything about them concerns you. And it's like the feelings and everything that comes behind it versus initially the feelings really aren't there. Like you playing around with it pretty much. Like how almost like how a child is with a toy. Oh, I love this toy. I gotta have this toy or whatever. And they put it up on the shelf after they done playing with it, but they love that toy. And so I think that that's the first stage of love to me. Like
I can agree with that. Coming from a, like I said, I'm not in a relationship, but coming from a dating standpoint. So I'm the person that believes you can date multiple people, not to confuse that with having sex with all of them, but dating multiple people. So that's my belief. I kind of look at what you just said as like, okay, I have friends that I hang with, male and female. Yeah, I want to hang. I have love for them. Yes. I do love them. I tell them I love them. I will hang with them, be around them. It's cool, but sometimes, it's like I can go without being with them. I don't need to check up on them every day. I don't need to see them every day. I love them still. I care about their well-being, but I don't need that. But when it's somebody I'm in love with, I know it's like, where you at? Like, I ain't seen you today. I ain't heard from you today. What's up? What's going on? So yeah, I love how you explained the difference, because there truly is a difference. Just my opinion, I don't think people know the difference.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that. I don't think people know the difference between, loving somebody and being in love with somebody. Like I remember in one of my classes, one of my classmates who was one of my really good friends, she had said, she was like, my brother had told me, like, you can love everything. Like people come to you and they say, oh, I love you. I love this. I love ice cream. I love this new car. I love this new house. I love this outfit. I love this shoes. But do you like them and do you love them?
Yeah.
Do you like them enough to keep them around? Are they disposable? Or, like, is this enough to keep it? So I think that with even being in love, you have to have sometimes that likeness that's there as well, not just love.
Yeah, I don't personally. I don't think you can be in love with somebody and not like them. When I said the like, it's again, it was going back off the emotions, because if I'm in love with you, because I'm mad or something, I might say I don't like you. Whole time I like and love you. That didn't go away. I'm just momentarily in my feelings, and I'm feeling like I don't like you. I don't know if necessarily a person can not like a person and still love them. Now that's like a friendship thing. I don't really know that deep into that particular subject of it, but again, there is a difference with loving someone. I love all my friends. I love people who are just associates. I do. I love you. I care about your well-being. I want you to soar in whatever area of your life, but I'm just not I don't even know if infatuated should be the word in this situation, but I'm just not that focused on you as if I'm in love. Okay. As if I'm in love with you. So it definitely is a big difference. Again, guys, I cannot see who is on here. If you guys are on, go ahead and comment. Those of you that's on and follow my YouTube or my Facebook page, you guys kind of know what we do on Facebook. So you can comment, you can ask questions. I'll put it on the screen for our guests to answer. Subscribe to the channel for those who are watching the live. This is what we do. These are the topics that we talk on, especially for the Black community. I feel like we need these topics, mature adult conversations where we can grow and learn to become better individuals so that we can, quote unquote, conquer those relationships in our lives. So let's move on to the next question. And you may have did this. You said a lot of good. You gave us a lot of meat. So I don't know if you actually gave an example, but if you can think of another example, just go ahead and give us one of a person liking or loving not liking or loving a person at the moment, but knowing that you are still in love with them.
Um, let's see if I can figure out one. Not liking. Say for instance, the person that you're in love with just make like bad decisions or whatever, and those decisions, essentially like affect you and in different ways. So maybe monetary or life decisions, like going out and purchasing something without consulting that person.
Right.
So you don't like them at that moment because it's like, why didn't you include me? Like, why didn't you consult me about this? What was going through your mind that you had to make this impulsive decision or whatever? And you like, just don't talk to me, leave me alone. I don't feel like being bothered, ignoring the phone calls, D&D, all of the above, But you know that you still love this person and you still want to grow with this person, but you just upset with them and disappointed with them at that moment. So it's just like, we can get past this, but next time make sure you include me.
Right. I agree. I really don't have, you explained everything. I feel like to the perfect ability. I was trying to think of a situation myself. I should have thought of one before, but I can't. That was a perfect example, and it'd be one of those examples. Like it's not that I'm not in love with you still, but just because we're having an argument, that don't mean I'm not in love with you. That don't mean I resent or regret you. It's just that at
Right.
this moment, your actions cause me to have not really like you right now.
Exactly.
I kind of, and it be to the point sometimes where it's like, I don't even want to talk to you at this moment, but that don't mean I'm not in love with you, so.
Right.
You explained that perfectly. I definitely don't have anything extra to add to it. So then the next one, do you think our feelings and emotions lie to us?
Being an emotional person and operating out of my emotions often, I find myself going back and apologizing a lot. So yes, I do believe that our emotions or our feelings lie to us because um like I just said, I go back. Like if I speak out of anger or out of hurt or whatever feeling I may be feeling at that moment, I absolutely believe that that's not my true feelings. I need to process those feelings accordingly first before I can speak on them and say how I, truly feel or whatever. But yes, they lie.
I'm in that season right now. I will be glad when it's over, but I'm currently in that season where I am trying to balance my feelings and emotions, and it's tough because I fail tests at times. I fail my test, and exactly what you said, I have to go back and apologize. I don't like apologizing, but
Me either.
but that's a part of the growth. That's a part of the growth, and then I guess for the lack of words, that's the consequence of allowing your feelings and emotions to take over you.
Absolutely.
So, but again, like I said, I'm in that season right now, and I'm noticing that the more I, the more I ask God, okay, grow me, make me a better person, help me to be. This is my brand. This is what I'm trying to help our people to be. But yet, I can't be flying off the wall or ready to jump into drama and letting my feelings and emotions take over me. And I'm trying to tell somebody else how to control them. So I feel like I'm in that season bad, and I'm not even in a relationship. It's with friendships and it's with the people I'm dating. Like I still go through those feelings and emotions with them, and there's plenty of times I've had to go back and apologize.
Yeah, and even with you were saying friendships and everything, I think that that's even necessary. Like, as you grow, this is another example of how our feelings and emotions lie to us. because the truth is the truth. It's going to be the truth, regardless if time passed by or if you know it don't matter the amount of time that passed by, whether it's an hour, a day, a second, 30 minutes, whatever, a month, years, whatever. But whenever you in your feelings, for instance, and say for instance, you know, you growing and you just keep on growing and everything, and you come to the conclusion like, dang, I need to apologize to this person because of something that had, you know, been said or done, and it can be years ago. No matter how long ago it was, they'll let you know that your feelings lie to you. Like, you may have been feeling that at that moment, but that's not the truth of it. It was just your perception of that truth for you. And so
go ahead.
So that's another example of how you know that feelings lie, because if you start feeling something different years later, it just lets you know like, maybe I shouldn't have said what I said. And that's the one thing that you can't get back. You can't get back your words. Once you put them out there, people remember them. Yeah. They hurt or, you know, they cause destruction.
And that's true. Hope just said something. I'm going to put that comment on the screen in a minute. But I just want to speak on what you said. You can't get those words back. You can't. And I hate having, like I said, I hate having to apologize. And I especially hate having to go back and be like, you know, I said something to you that I didn't mean, knowing I didn't mean it. But again, my feelings and emotions made me want to hurt you like you hurt me. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I've done something that I regretted. And I think we can get our emotions in check by what Hope said. I love this comment. It's more easier said than done, but she said, I was hoping. He said, I was hoping, I was smiling. I was smiling yesterday. I am smiling today, and I will smile tomorrow. Simply because life is too short to cry for anything. And I love that, just for the simple fact that that is the main reason why I apologize so quickly now. And not to apologize just to say I did it, but I try to do it and mean it, because life is too short. I don't want to. So many people are dying, you know, so I don't want to be into it with a friend that I love, you know, anybody in my family, or if I am in a relationship, I don't want to be into it with them, the person I love, and then they die, because life is too short. And then now I'm stuck with that heaviness of regret, you know.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Hope. I really enjoyed that comment.
So Charity also has said something like, love is a powerful drug. I do not want.
Let me put.
You see where I'm talking about?
Yeah, let me see. I don't know if the whole, it's too long, so it's not gonna show on the screen. But yeah, so she said, love is a powerful drug. I do want that love where even on our bad days, we never stop trying for each other. Because when it gets hard, that love reminds me that he's who I want to be with forever.
I like that.
I like that. I love that. And Charity, that's my dog. That's my friend. I'm gonna get her for that, because she know I'm gonna make her speak. Or well, I can't make it, but I'm gonna ask her to speak on that, because it's something I feel like we need to speak on. Like we easily give up, and that was not none of my questions. I wasn't even going there, but I feel like sometimes things need to break up for certain people in a toxic situation, but sometimes I feel like we give up too easily when things don't go our way.
So I got a question for that one. So I said, what are your non-negotiables in love? Like, when you say that you're in love with somebody, how do you know that if they do whatever it is that they might do, that you not gonna love them anymore?
I'm put on the spot. Now I know how y'all feel. To be honest, I don't have a perfect or right answer at the moment. I feel like you don't know what your non-negotiables are until you're in the situation. I
absolutely agree with that.
You can say all day long, cheating is a no. I've been in that situation, and guess what I did? I stayed in fault. So whereas beforehand, I said, if you cheat on me, that That's it. You out. But what I do? So I feel like I don't necessarily. I know there needs to be standards and boundaries. I do agree with that, but I don't necessarily know if there's a way to stand strong or hold on to your non-negotiables until you're in the moment of that storm.
Yeah.
So
No, I actually agree with that. Like, there's so many things that we say we're not going to put up with, and some people stand to those. But I also stand to my vows, like, and because I'm married, I stand to my vows, and I'm like, well, I did put up with that, even though I said I wasn't gonna put up with it. And it doesn't measure, the type of person that you are. And I think that the world is, who produces this ideal of what we should do and when we should do it and how we should do it. But no one's perfect. No one's perfect in any situation that you can say, oh, well, this is a non-negotiable because if they do this, then I'm done with it or whatever. Like, no, that's not the case, because you're still going to be there. And you just have to get past those emotions that were hurt.
Yeah. This needs to be spoken on so much, but and Hope again just said the full is not on the screen, so I'm gonna go ahead and just read it. It said most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying where there seems to be no hope at all. And then they said, so never give up. And I agree with that again, Hope. Thank you. There are some instances again, and that's not what this particular live is about. It's not about giving up. It's about how to get through those 4 seasons. I do agree with you, Hope. There are just various particular situations where I would say, enough is enough. Now it's, time to let go. But I totally agree with your comment. So again, guys, I cannot see who's on here or how many is on here. So if you could just share the live to your Facebook, or I don't know if Twitter allow you to share from YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This is the type of topics that we speak on. We talk about conquering our relationships, conquering our friendships, and a lot of that happens when we begin to work on us. We begin to look within self and fix our issues first before pointing the finger at another person. So moving on to the next question. I don't think I had this one up here. What does our emotions lying to us look like? Did we cover that?
Kind of, but we can go back to it. So for me, when my emotions lie to me, or when I'm in my feelings and say things out of regret, I'd be like, oh man, why did I just say that? Or it's like, well, I'm sorry that I said that or whatever. But and so it's like we always giving an excuse behind our emotions. But what if we just decide like, oh, we're gonna be unapologetic about it or whatever? Like, look, I'm sorry, I said what I said. I didn't mean it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what you're asking, but I'm not 100% sure.
Right.
So, go ahead.
I'm trying to think of a scenario. So I think for me, what does our emotions lying to us look like? Let me think of a situation where, say I'm talking to a friend or somebody you're in a relationship with, and you say, like, they know you don't like cookies, but they like cookies. So they like, I'm gonna surprise her, man. She gonna love this gift. I'm gonna go get her a card and some cookies because that's what they're excited about. So then when they give that to you, you're like, oh, thanks, but I don't really like cookies. I kind of like this. So then that person now like, you don't never like what I do for you. You just, I try to do this and I try to do that, and you always shut me down. So now you just made your emotion lie to you and say this person don't appreciate you. When the whole time they didn't say they don't appreciate you. They just said they don't like cookies.
Yeah. So it's like it's overextended into a different area. So like the gift is what they actually didn't like.
Yeah.
But they do like receiving something from you. It just wasn't that gift.
Yeah, yeah. And instead of taking note of that and say, you know what, okay, cool. You know what, I need to get something that caters to you versus what I like since it's your gift.
Mhm.
Instead of saying that, they like, well, you don't appreciate nothing I do. That's when the emotion taking over now, you know.
Mhm.
So and not
Yeah.
even the other person. Um, and any questions you guys got, go ahead and ask them. We will not be on here too much longer. We'll be finishing up real soon. But on that post, here it is. On the post, Antonette, I actually said I believe relationships go through 4 seasons, and those four
Mhm.
seasons, like nature, we have what is it? Fall, winter, spring, and summer. Those are 4 seasons of
Mhm.
nature. So in the 4 seasons of relationships, I feel like that we go through the good, the bad, the great, and the ugly. So with that, I just wanted to see, do you agree with that, and what are your thoughts on those 4 seasons of a relationship?
Yes, I believe that we go through seasons of love, pretty much. So I'm trying not to put my
Right,
husband on the spot,
right.
but because we're good and I can speak on this or whatever,
Mhm,
but like there was a situation that tested those seasons of love.
mhm,
Like prior to the situation that happened, we were in this man like blissful season, and we'll call that summer.
mhm,
And because you have fun in the summer, you do things, you know, you get to hang out with people, and it's just like your cup is being full
mhm.
and well, being filled, not
Right.
full,
Got
but
you.
your cup is being filled. And so, you know, after summer comes fall. And so in fall, it becomes this time of, you know, where it's like you're starting to go downhill, you're getting over the summer fun of activities and everything. So with us, it was just like that situation had hit during that time, like literally during the fall season.
Uh-huh.
And um like I went inward and didn't want to speak to him, didn't want to talk to him, just didn't want to be in his presence. Like I thought that that was the end of it. And so, you know, you just feel in this type of way. Like I'm not gonna say depression, but you go inward like a turtle. You go in
Yeah.
and you stay there until you can figure out, okay, what's my next move and
Right.
everything.
Right.
So moving forward to winter, there's this sense of closeness that comes back. It's like a renewal that happens. um you begin to talk, you begin to open up and share a different level of you.
Yeah.
And so that's what was happening with us. Like we decided that we would get past this situation. We would not allow this situation to break our vows, you know, dismiss us from our marriage or anything.
Mhm.
And so, you know, we renewed ourselves with each other. And so then you go into spring, things start blooming, things start growing, and that's, I believe that our relationship it grew and it continues to grow. So each year I noticed that me, because I'm the emotional one of the relationship, I have to like check myself and step out of my relationship so that I can renew some things about myself so that I can be good for my husband. So of course I believe that there are seasons to love and also seasons to a person that causes them to grow and continue to grow.
Yeah.
So I hope that helped.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the audience. Hopefully, they are, they get it. I'm sure they get it because you explained it. I feel like in as clear and as a general, as you could. I feel like the only thing I can speak on or add to when it comes to the 4 seasons of life. of love or relationship. Speaking on the good, the bad, the great, and the ugly. From experience, I know the good, it can be something as simple as what you said, like, we cruising, things are good, it's smooth. It's like, okay, we in a good place. It's nothing spectacular, but we in a good place. You don't expect nothing crazy to happen. Then the bad hits, which is those tests and those trials where you like, okay,
Right.
there's some things you doing that's kind of getting under my skin. You irritate me, you irking me. I just kind of feel like maybe I don't want to go on this date night with you because we ain't in a good space right now. That's that's kind of the bad. Then the great, I feel like, hits, and it's like, oh my God, this the best person in the world. I don't see nobody else like him. If you're married, like, oh my God, this is my soulmate. I'm going to the end of the ropes for this person. Then the ugly hits, and the ugly could be so many things, but it's those things like maybe infidelity, if you're married, or if you're in a regular relationship, just pure cheating. It's just, whether that's emotional or physically, sexually. The ugly is one of those seasons where it's like, if you're married, we finna sign on that dotted line. Like, this is the ugly. We can't take no more. This is the breaking point, Or in a regular relationship, it's like, I feel like the bad is kind of tolerable. It's just like, just give me a little space. But that ugly season is like, yeah, this is where we finna cut ties all together. But again, it's the 4 seasons, and I feel like if we don't realize that love goes through those seasons, when that ugly hit, or even when the bad hit, we gon' give up prematurely.
Right.
I feel like so.
You just actually said something. You was like, the ugliest is when we sign on the dotted line. But if we comparing this to seasons rotate in and out. You can have one season inside of another season, like weather for that,
True.
And so you like, hold on now, like, why am I experiencing this in my summer, or why am I experiencing this in my winter? But it can all blend together at some point.
That's true.
And so, it doesn't, and the ugly doesn't necessarily have to be that breaking line. The ugly can be a point where I'm gonna chill out for a minute, or figure out what I want, but include that person. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the breaking point.
And I agree. It's just, when it's ugly, most people, they don't want to include the other person. It's like, this is it. It's all about me now.
Oh, wow.
Right. But, and that's why I feel like these are the things we need to speak on. Like, these are the things, I don't know how many people premarital counseling goes, but before we even get to marriage, like, just people in regular relationships, like, these are the things that we don't speak on or talk about. So, it's just, people are so in a rush to get to the flag, to pick up the flag, which is, to have that person's last name. But it's like, they are not making it through the other seasons before you get to the I do part, So then when you get to the I do, it's kind of hard to stay I doing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you? I'm trying to be very careful with my words. I'm the type of person where I do not tell people to quickly break up, or to quickly let go of their relationship, because I know things go through season. But in my opinion, and then I want you to give yours. And from my experience, I feel like when you have love for a person, but is not truly in love with a person, and when you don't have that compatibility or that mutual end goal line, I feel like those 4 seasons of love, you won't fight for, because you're not in love with that person. That's just my personal opinion, but I don't know. What do you think?
Sorry. I got background.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, so I agree with you. I'm trying to see how could I answer it. I don't know. Okay, so I think that for me, when I was going through everything that I was going through, and I decided, like, okay, I'm going to stick this out and I'm going to work this out, and this is the person that I want to be with and everything. It was based off of my perfection type attitude. So I don't ever want to be seen as a failure. I don't want to be seen as someone that's imperfect or anything. So with that, it brought a lot of other feelings behind it, like you suffering in silence, or you doing things just to please people. So when I said that you have to step away from the relationship, even though you still communicating and you still doing everything with this person, you still have to figure out who you are and what you stand for and everything. Like, you have to have your individual identity, in that relationship. So for me, I knew that, one, I never wanted my kids to be without two parents. Two, I never wanted to be married twice. Three, I'm just this person that I love and I care for everybody, and their feelings and everything matters. So, I don't want to be on that thin line of, am I in love, or is this really what I really want, or whatever. So it was a self-evaluation that took place. Like, you love this dude. It's a lot of things that you've done in this relationship that no one probably would have been able to put up with. And that's me looking at other people's relationships. So as I grow, I have to realize that our relationship is our relationship, and how it looks is how we identify, not how someone else identifies. So I can throw out advice to somebody or whatever, but it's still what works for you and that person.
Now
how
that part,
you and that person gonna mean?
now that part I think should be stressed on everything that's discussed, because I feel like people will listen, they'll hear what you just said. Like, mine is opposite of what you just said. I'm divorced. So I didn't want to stay for my son. I didn't want to, no, I didn't want to look for a failure, but I knew we weren't in a place of actually being in love. And I knew if we stayed, it would just be because we were pleasing other people and not because we actually wanted our family to work. So, mine is the opposite of yours, but you guys actually were mutually in agreement to what you guys, did. So, um, I want that stress that not what works for one would not always work for the other. And I think people need to keep that in mind when listening to advice, or, listen to anything, instead of saying, well, you're dumb, you should have did this, you did that. Okay, well, that worked for them. It didn't work for us. I'm divorced. That didn't work for us. So I love that you said that. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add. Do you think these 4 seasons need to be spoke on a lot more?
Yes, I think that it like, if you and your partner like discuss it, or even if you and your friends discuss it, because I'm somebody who went through friendships. And I was just like, oh, how didn't I see this? But then like, as you grow, like truly as you grow, what worked for you then probably wouldn't work for you at some other point in life or whatever. And so, like, even though you and that person probably not friends anymore, it doesn't mean that you don't wish the best for them or anything. And it's the same thing in like relationships. Like, even though like you and that person probably didn't work out as girlfriend, boyfriend, fiancés, whatever the case might be, you still don't wish the worst for them. You still love them, but you loving them from a distance, and you loving them in a different type of way, probably the authentic way that you originally loved them. Because if you like being in love with somebody, like that grows.
Yeah.
But having love for somebody is more authentic, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I love how you said, even if we're not together, I know how to love you from a distance. And we co-parent very well. I actually believe we are better co-parenting than we were when we were a couple. But I thank you for your advice. I thank you for coming on here and sharing your knowledge. I can't wait to be able to get back to somebody where I can share those 4 seasons of love. I wanted my first marriage to be my first and only. Of course, that's not my testimony. But I love having people like you who want to be transparent and speak on certain things so that other people who may fit your situation have that hope and courage to, keep pushing and to even reach out to you. Because, of course, for something like that, they probably want to reach out to me because I said, no, I ain't stand for my son. We ain't doing it. We finna end it. But so anything else you want to add before we end the live or any?
No, love is love.
You said love is love.
Love is love.
And just remember, again, there are seasons. I said 4 seasons. You may go through more than 4 seasons, but when you watch the live, you'll understand what the 4 seasons of love is that we explained. Once again, thank you, Antonette, and we're ending.
All right.